everyone. This is Jeff Wilkerson, Professor of Physics at Luther College, bringing you once more what to look for in the night sky, our weekly series of astronomical observing tips and suggestions, this time for the week of January 24th, 2022. So we're getting through the month of January, and we're really not going to look at the night sky so much as the early morning sky. We've been a little bit focused on the early morning sky, and I got to tell you, it has my attention. It's really captured my interest. Last week we suggested that you spend your time looking to see if you could see Venus pop out out of the glow in the morning sky after having watched it in the evening sky all through December. And now it's out there. It should be pretty easy to see right now. Big, bright object in the east just before sunrise. It's at 6:30 in the morning, maybe your time. You can see this appear. And it's here in the sky right now, and it's sitting just above Mars. So that's the thing, is Mars has been out in the morning sky now for several weeks. Venus has gotten around on that side of the sun and has basically caught up with Mars. So now the two are right together there in the morning sky, and Venus is screaming on past. So you've got Venus is the big, bright, whitish blue object right here, and Mars is the beautiful red object down this direction. And they sit right above the teapot asterism of Sagittarius. This whole region of the sky rises a good 2 hours, some of it over here, maybe 2.5 hours now, before the sun rises. So it should still be dark enough that you might be able to make out some of Sagittarius. This is going to be a better view in the month ahead. So just keep watching this sky for the next month. But right now, the Sagittarius, there's the body of the teapot. There's the lid of the teapot, the spout of the teapot, and the handle back this direction. And these are all medium bright stars. They're all somewhere between second and third magnitude stars, more or less, that make up the teapot. Nothing really jumps out, but you can see them all relatively well. And so see if you can find Sagittarius. Focus your attention on the dome of the teapot. The very top of the teapot right here is a star called Kaus Borealis, which would be the bow, the northern part of the bow. Sagittarius is, after all, an archer. So the northern part of the bow would be this star right here, and it's actually very close to Mars. So find Mars and see if you can see Kaus Borealis just off to the east, just off to the south and east, very close right there. Get your binoculars out and look at those two together, and then start to try to make out the rest of the teapot asterism here in the morning sky. And note beautiful Venus bright up here. So Venus is going to be your guide star here, brightest object in this part of the sky, and then Mars down below it. We have been using to find Mars Antares, and so Antares is over here, and so we have been noticing orange Antares off to the west of Mars a good ways out here. And this is in the head of the Scorpius here. We've got these sort of four stars that mark the head, and bright orange Antares. We like Antares now with Mars because of this color right here. But what to keep an eye on this week, in addition to trying to find your way to Sagittarius and looking at Venus catching and passing Mars, Venus getting into the morning sky really, really well right now. The thing to watch for is the moon passing through this part of the sky. This is the real reason we're returning to it again for another week. I promise you, next week we'll leave this part of the sky, but it's just too good not to hang out here right now. So on the morning of the 27th, that's Thursday morning, so late Wednesday night, so after Wednesday night into Thursday morning on the 27th, the moon is going to be right here in the head of Scorpius. Going to be very, very near these four stars that make up the front end of Scorpius, and pretty close to really bright Antares right there. The moon's going to be just over a quarter full. So it's going to be about 1/4 full, and it's waning, and this will be a fantastic sight to see. So get out there and check that out. 2 days later, on Saturday morning, after Friday night, do whatever you need to do on Friday. Stay up. There you go. There's my suggestion. If you're doing something fun on Friday night and you just want to stay up until Saturday morning and watch this, I say stay up and watch this on Saturday morning, because on Saturday morning, again, this whole region of the sky here rises a good 2 hours or a little bit more than 2 hours before the sun. So we're talking, at 6:30 in the morning or something like that on Saturday morning. The moon will have moved over here and be sitting below Mars and Venus. And now, by this point, the moon's going to be a really delightful, slender crescent, just under 10% full. So this is a fantastic moon to be observing here with Mars and Venus in the morning sky. Don't miss it. If you got a chance to go out and see this on the Saturday morning, the 29th, and see as it approaches the teapot asterism right here of Sagittarius, and see if you can help. It helps you identify some of the stars that make up the body of the teapot and the lid of the teapot, for example. So that's what you got early in the morning on Saturday morning. While you're out there, when you're very first observing this, before the sun's had a chance to start to brighten the sky at all, this region right in here between Venus and Mars and just to the west of Venus and Mars, just absolutely littered with open star clusters. And as this gets a little more favorably placed for observing, we will talk about some of these open star clusters. But there are many, many big, bright open star clusters. So if you have a small telescope or binoculars, get out there with your binoculars, sort of scan from Venus to Mars, and then drift just a little bit to the right as you do so, and start to look for pops of little pockets of bright stars popping out of there. Included in this group is the star cluster that I've taken data on. My students and I have worked on the region of the sky that contains that star cluster for the last 20 years. And so we've been observing one of these star clusters that's in here. And in a month, we'll be able to start that process again. It'll be high enough in the sky to have cleared the observatory wall, and we can point our telescope at it, and everything will be great and right with the world again. So this is what you got this week. Watch the moon in Scorpius on Thursday morning, the 27th, when it's just over a quarter full. And then 2 mornings later on Saturday morning, the very slender crescent moon making a wonderful little arc here with Venus and Mars as it sits atop Sagittarius. You got a chance, you got some binoculars, get out there and take a look at some of these open star clusters as well. I hope you have a good week, everyone. I hope you have clear skies. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch what we're doing here and thinking about observing the night sky. Have a good week, everybody.